start the story. Chapter number 1. Lioness's Dead Scene. Page 14. The jungle was still recovering from the flood's havoc. Page 15. Animals roamed aimlessly, homes destroyed, and food supplies were scarce. Page 16. All the veterinarians had come there. All these animals were being taken away. The forest was full of water. Page 17. The river had reached the top of the rocks. Page 18. What will happen to this forest now? It was just that a lioness was drifting in the river with the flow of water, and she was about to become a mother. Page 19. She was going through extreme pain. At that time, it was a miracle for her to stay under the water and to survive. She went from the shore and gave birth to a son who was a very beautiful and very cute lion, and thanks to Allah. Page 20. My son, you are so cute, said the lioness, and her eyes could not open because of the pain. Page 21. Meanwhile, the caravan of wild wolves was running away. Page 22. The lioness was not in a position to run away. They said, "Look at that lion."
Page 22. The lioness was not in a position to run away. They said, "Look at that lion, that lion." She could not run away, but still tried to run away with her baby in her mouth. Meanwhile, she fell down a mountain along with her child. Page 23. But the paw of the lion fell inside the house of a bird. It was so small that it was filled inside. They didn't harm the lioness's son, and then the lioness was dead. The lion cub's journey started in the magical forest because of the birds. They took their nest house under the magical forest, and then the lion cub opened his eyes and saw Dragon Shir. Page 24. Zoo's journey started. Page 25. Chapter number 2. Meeting Shir, the blind dragon. Page 26. There was a tunnel in that tree because no one knew that the tree was magical, but something else was written in the lion cub's destiny. The child was starving and wandered around and went into the circus. Page 27. He enters the tunnel. He steps into a new magical forest where only magical animals live. Page 28. He runs into a dragon who is a mother. She is blind with eyes and has no sense of smell. Since the dragon had lost her child at the same time, when the lion found her, she thought that the baby lion was her child, but it turned out to be a lion's mother. Page 29. The lion cub is very quick in intelligence. He saw his mother's face for the first time. He remembered that she is not my mother. Then, as the days passed by. Page 30. The dragon teaches him everything, but she loves him as her child. But he is an ordinary animal, so he can't do anything compared to magical animals. Page 31. When he would see that the baby elephant was flying in front of him, he would say to them. Page 32. Chapter number 3. Zoo's desire to belong. Page 33. I want to be like you, but I am not like you. I have come from another forest. And all the children would laugh. It seems that you are the son of Dragon Shi, you are Zoo. He says, no, I am not strong. I came from somewhere else, but no one believes him. Page 34. One day another animal comes from another forest. So they said that this animal is not from our magical forest, so they smell it. When they smelled it, they wanted to beat him and chased it away. Page 35. The baby lion said, "Stop!" And they obeyed. Please don't harm him. Don't hurt him. Nothing can harm you. You all are very powerful. Everyone backed away after hearing this, but they also got the same smell from inside the lion. Then they understood that the lion belonged to him. Page 36. The lion baby had grown in intelligence and strength. The magic in his hand was his mind. Baby Zoo. The lion's mother, Dragon, was not ready to leave him. She wanted him to stay with her for the rest of her life. She considered him her supporter. She started living by seeing him even though she was blind. The lion baby was not allowed to stay there. It was the rule of the Forest of Dragons that no ordinary animal could stay in their forest, so he took his companion animal and left there. Page 37. The baby lion said, "Stop," and they obeyed. "Please don't harm him, don't hurt him. Nothing can harm you. You are very powerful." Everyone backed away after hearing this, but they also got the same smell from inside the lion. Then they understood that the lion did not belong to him.
Page 38. The Musara thinks about this but says, "You are not one of us, so you take it and get out of here as you saw it coming. We don't want anyone to know about our forest, and 2 or 3 eyes from his heart start living with us. After all, what is the competition between us and them? Whatever he has learned here till now, it is all his own, but it hurts him a lot to listen to him." Page 39. Zoo finds his way to the normal forest, chapter number 4. Page 40. Only he realizes that the conditions in his own forest are even worse. He goes around and sees that everyone is running to their own tune. Everyone cares about themselves, whereas in Dragonland, it wasn't like that at all. But he used to help everyone there, and he was shocked. The lion baby walks and falls, but as he falls, everyone starts making fun of him. Page 41. One night, while patrolling, Zoo discovered claw marks near the food storage. The lion cub followed the trail and found a pack of rogue hyenas plotting to take over the forest. Page 42. Zoo, to himself, "So this is why the forest can't find peace. I must stop them before they destroy everything we've built." Page 43. Bear. "Zoo, how will we know what to do? We've never worked like this before." "Zoo, you don't need magic or special powers. What you need is trust in me and in yourselves. Together, we can achieve anything." Page 44. The lion's plan, Zoo, used his intelligence to outsmart the hyenas. Instead of confronting them head-on, he set a trap. He asked the defenders to lure the hyenas into a narrow canyon, while the builders blocked the exit with rocks. Page 45. Zoo, now wiser and more determined, stood in the middle of the chaos. He thought to himself, "If I don't act now, this forest will never stand again." Page 46. Follow me and I'll show you how to become stronger, smarter, and more united than ever before. Page 47. One day, a fox questioned Zoo, "Why should we listen to you? You're just a cub raised by magical creatures." Page 48. Zoo said, "I am here to help you. Those animals who trusted me stayed here. Those who did not, they can leave with their choice." As the forest began to recover, strange events unfolded. Food supplies disappeared, and some animals went missing. Zoo sensed something was wrong. Page 49. Teaching hard work and discipline. Chapter number 5. Page 50. Zoo gathered a group of animals, including the bear he had saved earlier. He said, "We must rebuild the forest, but we need discipline and skills." Page 51. The first step, strategy. Zoo's sharp mind devised a plan. He divided the animals into groups based on their strengths. Page 52. Builders. Strong animals like elephants and rhinos. Harvesters. Agile animals like squirrels and monkeys. Defenders. Brave animals like bears and wolves. Page 53. The test of trust. To train the animals, Zoo introduced challenges. He set up a race to teach speed, a tug-of-war to teach strength, and puzzles to develop their intelligence. Page 54. The plan worked perfectly, and the hyenas were captured. The animals cheered for Zoo, realizing his wisdom had saved them. Page 55. The forest transformed. Zoo's leadership transformed the forest. He taught the animals new skills. Page 56. Elephants learned to build dams to prevent future floods. Page 57. Bears and wolves patrolled the forest, ensuring safety. Page 58. As days passed, the forest thrived. Animals who once mocked Zoo now respected him as their leader. Page 59. Musafa's plea for help. Chapter number 6. Page 60. Musafa, desperately. Zoo, the magical forest is under attack. The invaders are powerful and ruthless. Without a leader, we are falling apart. Page 61. Zoo, conflicted. But my forest needs me too. How can I leave them? What if everything falls apart in my absence? Page 62. Musafa, you taught them to stand on their own. They will survive, but the magical forest won't without you. And I need you, my friend. Zoo's heart ached as he made his decision. I can't abandon the place that gave me a second chance, he thought. 63. Chapter number 7. Zoo's strategic leadership. Page 64. Zoo to himself. This is worse than I imagined. But I won't let fear stop me. They need a leader, and I am ready. Zoo gathered the remaining magical creatures and addressed them. Page 65. Zoo, I know you're scared. I know Zarok seems invincible. But we are stronger together. I will lead you, but only if you trust me. Glowing Rabbit. What can we do? Zarok's army is too powerful. Page 66. Squirrel. Zoo, you've turned us into something we never imagined. How did you know we could do this? Zoo. Every one of you has potential. My job was to help you see it. Page 67. Zoo. Power isn't everything. Intelligence and teamwork will defeat even the strongest enemies. Follow me, and I'll show you. Page 68. The hard work begins. Zoo worked tirelessly to train the magical creatures. He taught the flying elephants to use their speed to scout the enemy, the glowing foxes to set traps, and the dragons to use their fire strategically rather than recklessly. Page 69. Zoo's conflict between two forests. Chapter number 8. Page 70. Zoo to the dragons. Your fire is a weapon, but it's also a shield. Use it to protect, not destroy. She, proudly, you've become a true leader, Zoo. I'm so proud of you. Page 71. Zoo to Shy. What if I fail? What if I lose them all? Dragon Mom, you've already won, my son. You've shown them hope. That's more powerful than Zarok's venom. Page 72. At dawn, the battle began. Zoo led the charge. The traps set by the glowing foxes caught Zarok's forces off guard. Page 73. The dragon's fire created barriers that protected their army, but Zarok was cunning. He cornered Zoo, his venomous fangs ready to strike. Page 74. Zarok, mocking, you think a mere lion can defeat me? You're nothing without magic. Zoo, fearlessly, magic doesn't make a leader. Courage and strategy do. Page 75. In a swift move, Zoo lured Zarok into a trap set by the flying elephants. Zarok was captured and his army surrendered. Page 76. The emotional dilemma with the battle won, the magical creatures begged Zoo to stay and lead them. Page 77. Glowing Rabbit. You saved us, Zoo. We need you to rebuild our forest. Page 78. Flying Elephant. Stay with us. You belong here. Page 79. Flying Elephant. Stay with us. You belong here. Zoo looked at Dragon Mom, who was silently pleading with him to stay, but his heart wanted to stop him. Page 80. Zoo to Shy. You raised me, protected me, and loved me. I owe you everything. But my other forest needs me too. I can't abandon them. Dragon Mom, teary-eyed. You've already given me more than I could have asked for. Go, my son. Be the leader you were meant to be. Page 81. The victory of both forests. Zoo returned to his normal forest, where the animals welcomed him as a hero. He implemented the lessons he learned in the magical forest, teaching his animals the importance of unity and strategy. Months later, he established a connection between the two forests, ensuring they could help each other in times of need. Zoo became known as the Golden Shine Lion, a symbol of wisdom, courage, and compassion. Page 82. Zoo. Strength doesn't come from power or magic. It comes from unity, hard work, and the courage to stand for what's right. Together, we can conquer anything. Page 83. The dilemma. Zoo's decision to leave the normal forest and return to the magical one added emotional depth and suspense. Hard work. His struggle to unite and train the magical creatures showed his intelligence and leadership. Page 84. Zoo's farewell to Dragon Mom and his decision to connect both forests emphasized his growth and selflessness. Page 85. The end.